U.S. panic. Chinese spy balloon detected. What is the current trending topic? The China and America war. So here is a detailed video on what happened. Hello folks, we are back with the video on U.S. panic. Chinese spy balloon detected above the U.S. So here we go. A mysterious balloon sent through China was spotted in the skies over America, which sparked panic across the globe. The United States claims that China owns this work and is spying on it. America claimed that China is infamous across the globe for its shenanigans in the light of the China spy balloon over the U.S. Under the heading of China spy balloon over U.S., a fresh instance has recently surfaced. Based on an American source, this spy balloon has arrived in the Northwest, which is likewise regarded as a particularly sensitive location, since it is home to strategic missiles and aviation routes. And sure, whether this balloon is conducting surveillance or not, it is being evaluated according to sources in American media. Based on an assessment by U.S. officials, the balloon was discovered over Montana just a few days after entering U.S. territory. The Pentagon took no action to launch an aerial attack to protect civilians in the case of the China spy balloon over the U.S. In contrast, according to Pentagon spokesperson Peter Ryder, China has already sent surveillance balloons over America. Despite being informed of this, the Beijing officials stated that we had made it abundantly clear that we intended to take all necessary steps to defend our citizens. According to a senior Pentagon defense official, President Biden's recommendation to leaders at the Pentagon that the Chinese spy balloon path not be downed prevented it from making a public appearance. Nevertheless, the potential of a collision between both superpowers is being voiced due to the balloon's unexpected appearance. Under the anonymity requirement, a high-ranking administration official claimed that the balloon might not present a tactical or physical threat. China flying spy plane over U.S. According to the Pentagon, the balloon didn't add any new capabilities to what China could do with satellite data. According to Pentagon officials, the Chinese spy balloon left China over the past 3 days. It passed over the Aleutian Deep Group in Alaska and northwest Canada, eventually landing over Montana. A senior defense official claimed that if the administration had readied the fighter aircraft and the F-22, the White House might have gotten the order to strike the target. Canada warned China on Friday that it had perhaps tracked the Chinese spy balloon altitude, but it did not disclose which nations were responsible for the event. Defense Secretary Lloyd Steele and U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley were two additional military chiefs that gathered on Wednesday to discuss the event. According to the Pentagon, the Chinese spy plane flew over the U.S. The balloon did not give China any new remotely sensed processing capability. Next week, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will travel to China, and it's thought that this purported spy plane would heighten the commotion around the China spy balloon over the U.S. Nevertheless, this is thought to be the first trip by a secretary in the Biden presidency. Possible risk to safety. According to the Insider, American military officials debated shooting down the balloon over Montana on Wednesday. Still, they ultimately counseled Biden against it due to the danger posed by falling debris. The military prepared assets, such as F-22 fighter jets, in case Biden ordered the balloon to be shot down by issuing a ground stop at the Billings, Montana airport. The officials said, "We wanted to verify that we were working with government agencies to clear the airspace over that prospective location. However, despite taking these safety precautions, our military commanders believed that we hadn't lowered the risk to an acceptable level. We decided not to attempt the shot." John Paracchini, a defense expert, calculated that the balloon's size was comparable to 3 bus lengths. Chase Doak, a citizen of Billings who recorded it on Wednesday, claimed at first he believed it to be a celebrity. However, he told Reuters, "I felt that was sort of odd because it was daytime, and it was just too large to be a star." One of the officers mentioned several critical locations that the balloon would pass over, but he withheld further information. 150 intercontinental ballistic missile silos are located at the Montanan Malmstrom Air Force Base. The wars are always disturbing, whether between America and China or you and your loved one. Just a sweet note. With this, Tell us the sweetest fight you had with your siblings in the comment box. Also, don't forget to like and share the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Freedom Fast. Before arriving in the country, the balloon was monitored near the Aleutian Islands and Canada, according to a different U.S. official. These balloons normally operate at 80,000 to 120,000 feet, 24,000 to 37,000 meters, which is much above commercial aircraft flight paths. Although spy planes like the U-2 have a maximum altitude of 80,000 or higher, the best jet fighters normally do not fly above 65,000 feet. According to another different U.S. source, the balloon was watched in the vicinity of the Aleutian Islands and Canada before entering the nation. It is a non-commercial airship employed for research, mostly meteorological investigations. Because of the westerlies and its limited capacity to direct itself, the airship strayed from its intended path. The spokeswoman stated in a release that the blimp accidentally entered U.S. airspace due to unforeseen circumstances, which the Chinese side regrets. According to a third defense official, the U.S. believes Chinese military satellites in low Earth orbit can provide comparable or better information, which limits the usefulness of whatever information Beijing may obtain from the 3 bus-sized high-altitude balloon. As was already stated, the balloons are less expensive and have a long operational time because they are primarily unmanned and can be controlled remotely. But these gadgets are much more than that. These balloons can attain the Earth's atmosphere, reaching peaks as high as 50 kilometers, and spy on their foes using various tools, including high-fidelity detectors, independent GPS technologies, and machine intelligence, as per Madrid-based engineering and infrastructure development venture, CSIR. The U.S. believes Chinese military sensors in low Earth orbit might provide equivalent or better intelligence based on a third military source, which restricts the utility of whichever data Beijing may receive from the 3 bus-sized high-altitude balloon. Since the balloons are mostly unmanned and may be remotely operated, as was previously said, they are less costly and require a lengthy availability. These devices, however, are much more than that. According to the Design and Infrastructural Facilities Development Group CSIR, based in Madrid, these balloons can ascend to the Earth's atmosphere, trying to reach peaks as high as 50 kilometers, and spy on their enemies using a variety of tools, such as elevated sensors, impartial GPS technologies, and machine learning. As soon as the Chinese Foreign Ministry announced on Thursday which balloon the Chinese spy balloon was monitoring, it was established that it is a commercial airplane employed primarily for meteorological purposes. This is regarding the China spy balloon over U.S. Where did this unmanned blimp blown up by Beijing go after it seemingly diverted from its intended course? After that, China expressed regret over its airship mistakenly violating American airspace regarding Chinese spy balloon tracking. Furthermore, as you know, relations between Beijing and Washington are unfavorable. The size of different buses was this surveillance balloon discovered in Key, Montana. A U.S. official told ABC News Friday that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will postpone his forthcoming trip to Beijing because of the balloon. The trip is scheduled for the following week under Chinese spy kids' current pictures. In his remark, the official claimed that Lincoln did not wish to travel but did not desire the balloon to be present during his discussion with Chinese officials. According to the China spy balloon over the U.S. News, military officials suspect China sent the balloon. He claimed that we operate by international law and respect for other nations' sovereignty. Defense sources reported on Thursday that the U.S. is following a rumored Chinese high-altitude observation balloon above the continental United States. This development could further strain already strained relations between the U.S. and China. Thank you for watching the video. We will be back with the updates in our next video. Until then, stay tuned and don't forget to like, share, and comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Freedom Fast for all the latest updates.